Good morning.
Guys, I know it's hard to put, I guess, just one thing out there that Brendan Tanev has done well, but where has he made his greatest impact?
Well, he impacts the game in a lot of different areas. All of those areas are, are based off of his competitiveness and the pace that he plays with. And so we saw it the other night. He's always involved. Every shift, he's involved in the play and affects the play one way or another.
I know that he's moved around on different lines, but what do you like about the chemistry that he's got with Keefe and Donato?
Well, he's added a different element to that line, and he's very comfortable playing on the right side. He spent a lot of time there through his career. So to go with those two guys, he's added that forward checking element, that element of speed and tenacity, that line has given us some good minutes.
Whether it's with players like Tanev or McCann or whomever, it seems like there's a lot of interchangeability with your players. Like, how much does that help when it comes to selection decisions, or does it play as big of a deal as people might think if you're a head coach?
Well, having some versatility is really important. As you see, I mean, we've run into we're very early and very young in the season here, and we've ran into different challenges with player availability. So the more flexibility and versatility that players have, that's obviously it brings great value. We'd love to get into a stretch where we can settle on some lines and just consistently build that chemistry, but early on, in the middle of a real tough road trip here, we haven't been able to do that yet.
So the fact you've been able to get that with the Everly, McCann, Schwartz line, like how much has that helped in terms of being able to set sort of a top-down approach with your line killing that? There's been consistency from day one with those three.
Well, those guys they've been the one group that's been together, throughout really from day one of training camp. Obviously Jared went through the hiccup with. We went through the early COVID protocol, and that threw those guys off a little bit too. They had to get through some challenges there, but it's nice if you can build that. Like I said, we haven't been able to do that, but that's the nature of especially on a road trip like this. 5 games, tough cities. We're going all different time zones. So those things are all part of the challenges in front of the group.
There's often the cliche where like a team can build and bond on a road trip. Is there truth to that starting on the road?
Sure there is. You can build and bond, in a lot of different ways, whether you're at home or on the road. But, one thing you're doing on the road is especially, again, like I said, we're in the middle of 5 and 8 here. That's challenging. We lost a tough one in Vegas, so we were able to bounce back and win a game in another tough building in Nashville the next night. So, whether it's through the disappointment of the battle in Vegas, or how good we felt coming out of the Nashville game, those are good things to build on and can help bring a group together.
Sure that as you're preparing for games, that there are certain players on the other team you're gonna, hey, you gotta watch out when this guy's on the ice, type of thing. I'm wondering if with this team, with Bjorkstrand, if he's getting into that kind of level that you kind of have to know when he's on the ice.
Well, he can create out of nothing. I'll say that he's a special player and a real good player. They've got some weapons up front. You look at what they were able to do on home ice a couple nights ago, scoring 8 goals and playing with all kinds of pace throughout their lines. This is a tough task for us tonight.
Yeah. One of those guys that was here a couple of years ago with Lundberg, obviously you have him there. What have you liked about him so far, about being able to coach him and just putting him in your lineup on a night-to-night basis?
Well, he's a very complete player. In terms of being a guy that can play up the middle. He's got good offensive ability and can create offensively and make guys around him better. But he's also very good defensively. He's a guy that he just has the ability to settle things down. If there's a little bit of chaos happening in the D zone, he's one of those guys that can find his spot, take a puck, and get you out of trouble. So those are pretty good qualities to have in a centerman.
Are you using him as a penalty killer as well?
We have been, yes.
Yeah, and to have a guy with that kind of offensive skill, that's got to help on the PK as well, I think.
Yeah, there's not all that many guys around the league that can do all of that and have. There are guys that are doing it, but to have the thought process and that defensive DNA to go along with with his his offensive natural offensive ability and mindset is those are nice tools.
With tonight, any changes in the lineup, and then as far as someone like Carson Soucy, what was your assessment of his performance last game?
Seuss coming in, it's always tough when you haven't played the game before and you're not in a rhythm. I thought after it took him a couple shifts to adjust to game speed. It's his first regular season action. After that, I thought his game was really solid all the way through. Vince Dunn will be out tonight, day to day, so that'll that brings Fleurs back into the lineup. Fleurs, yep.
Did that happen during the fight?
I don't want to. I mean, it was during game action last. Yeah, that comes out of game action last game.
You talked about the challenge of 5 games in 8 days, and this is going to be a season of a lot of firsts. How do you balance between allowing for the celebration of a first goal, a first win, whatever the next first is, but also keeping the group really focused on the task at hand?
You got to enjoy the moment. I've learned that along the way. Enjoy the little success. Enjoy the moment. It doesn't mean the celebration lasts for a day. But you got to enjoy the little moments along the way, and then you got to be ready for the next task, the next battle at hand, and that's the kind of team that we have and we want to have. Thank you.